So now we're going to look at using the programmed crystal with kinesiology to help support our energy beings, which could potentially support our physical beings in relation to the COVID-19 virus. So there are various levels of programming in this, and so we've been working with programming crystals and vials for the last 10 years with kinesiology. And our vial is different from other vials in the sense that there's these complex kinesiology protocols that are loaded into the crystals or vials. And what that does is it supports the body to process at a kinesiology level rather than just a single kind of intent or a single thing to activate the body. There's a whole string of them. So it actually helps stimulate the being at a kinesiology level where it's actually continually processing a wide range of different things and has a lot more activity than other types of programmed technology. So we developed this week, and already you guys have been working with it and using it, so that's good. So I'd just like to do a demonstration of how we can work with it at a kinesiology level. So yesterday we worked with Lucy, and her body was and her whole being was in a compromised state, understandably, from what she'd been through recently. And her body didn't want to proceed until we used the crystal. And so we checked all of these things here, and they all showed stress. And then we used the crystal, and then just balanced the first two, then checked the other things, and they all cleared after that. And that's because of the programming in the crystal. Once you get the kind of the main thing over the hump, all the other things will start to fall into place automatically. So it's can be potentially a very quick process because of the complex programming that goes into the crystal itself. But it doesn't always show like that. So some people present in a healthy balanced state. So if they present in a healthy balanced state, they might actually test positive to all those things in the clear. But then when you put the crystal on and then you check it, it'll blow out because it will simulate the energy field of the virus and what it represents for humans and us individually. And then when you recheck all of that, it could show stress on them when the crystal's put on the body. So it could either be they're stressed initially and then you put the crystal on and balance it, or they're not stressed, you put the crystal on and then it shows stress and then you balance it. But either way, it depends on the state of the client. So is anyone who's not been balanced with the crystal feeling pretty good today? You're not feeling too bad? Yeah. What about you? Have you had a balance yet?
I have, not with the crystal, but
you've had a
biological.
Yeah. So that's all I'm asking for the crystal balance. Do you want to come up, Sam? So just get the live face up on the table. Actually, before you live, we'll just do a bit of housekeeping precautions. So this table's just been swabbed, and then we'll use the sterile paper mat just to reduce potential for infection. All right, so we're just going to do checks on your body. So I'll just use the anterior deltoid. I'm just going to put a little bit of pressure on your arm and hold, and that's locking, and then we'll spindle down, and that unlocks, and then we'll spindle up, and that locks. We'll try this one, and then just make that monolith, and then hold, and spindle down, and then hold, and then hold. Excellent. And then we'll check your brain switching. So we'll go left-right brain switching and hold. So it's not showing stress, front, back. And then do a touch here, just for hygiene purposes, hold. And that seems good. And I can feel that there's no hypertonic response through the muscle. And then I'm going to check central meridian, hold, and then we'll check governing meridian. Excellent. Hydration. Great. And then can you just check your polarization? And hold. Back the other way. And then hold. Excellent. So I'm just going to check your core energy, your Wei Qi, your immune system, and then your lung and heart and kidney organs. Okay, so I'll just get you to make the statement. My core energy is intact.
My core energy is intact.
And hold. So that's the opposite to Lucy, how she presented yesterday. And then I'll get you to say, my energy fields are intact.
My energy fields are intact.
And then hold. Excellent. And then my Wei Qi is intact.
My Wei Qi is intact.
So Wei Qi is your protective energy from Chinese medicine that's actually linked to the lung spirit. And then we'll check your immune system. So we can either use the green immune vial from KFP4 and put that on, or we could do the immune mode that we've learned in the MPA. And so when we do the MPA one, we want to do deep touch because we're looking at an under energy defense as being an issue rather than over energy. So I'm touching kidney, alarm point, and spleen 21, and I'm going to go deep touch and then hold. So that's presenting well. And then I'll check organ mode on the lungs and hold, and that's presenting well. And then I'll check organ mode on the heart alarm point, and then hold, that's presenting well. I'll check organ mode on the kidney alarm point. So they're the three main organs that seem to be getting hammered by the coronavirus, COVID-19. All right, so now I'll put the crystal on you and we'll recheck those. So we'll just place the crystal on your body. So you purchased one yesterday?
Yeah.
And you've been wearing it?
No, it's been here. Not yet.
Okay, and then we'll just see, and then hold. So that's showing stress. So it's activating stuff for healing. So it's bringing stuff to the surface to be processed. And if you just wore the virus, not wore the virus, if you just wore the crystal, which is a smoky quartz crystal, over time you'll process the energetics of the stressor of the virus, and it will support you to process it. So, but when you combine it with the kinesiology, it'll be a lot quicker, so you get online with it much quicker and have better energy balance in relation to it. All right, so that's showing stress. So I'll just spindle it up. So we've got a locking indicator, and I'll just get you to say, my core energy is intact.
My core energy is intact.
So in relation to the energetics of the virus, you're not fully protected within your energetics. My energy fields are intact.
My energy fields are intact.
So that's showing stress as well. My Wei Qi is intact.
My Wei Qi is intact.
And then we'll check the immune format again. So kidney, spleen 21, deep touch, and hold. So that's showing stress. And I'll check the lungs and hold, and that's showing stress. And we'll check the heart. That's showing stress. And we'll check the kidneys using organ mode, and that's showing stress as well. So you got everything stressed. So what we want to do, we want to stack in those first two statements. First one is the coronavirus, COVID-19, activates and stimulates my own evolution toward the highest potential. And then paralleling with that, so we're going to put two goals in simultaneously. So the second one is the coronavirus, COVID-19, activates and stimulates my human and planetary evolution, of which I'm part of. It stimulates it. I'll get rid of the my, because it's not yours, it's everyone's. It's also yours. The coronavirus, COVID-19, activates and stimulates human and planetary evolution, of which I am part of, toward the highest potential. So, and then we'll balance that. And what I've seen so far is when those two statements are balanced, all the rest fall into line. Maybe it won't happen for everyone, but so far everyone has had a balance. They haven't shown stress on those other ones once those two are balanced. So, so we'll just get you to make that statement. So hold. So you're actually testing strong now already. So your body's like starting to process with the crystal on you. So we get you to say the coronavirus.
The coronavirus.
COVID-19.
COVID-19.
Activates and stimulates.
Activates and stimulates.
My own evolution.
My own evolution.
Toward the highest potential.
Toward the highest potential.
So I put that in circuit and spindled up. And then the coronavirus.
The coronavirus.
COVID-19.
COVID-19.
Activates and stimulates.
Activates and stimulates.
Human and planetary evolution.
Human and planetary evolution.
Of which I am part of.
Of which I am part of.
Toward the highest potential.
Toward the highest potential.
Okay. Right. So we can look for more information and correction. So emotion, energy, chakra, auric field, meridian, figure 8s, essence. So it's come up with a flower essence. So desert, bark, bush, so Australian bush flowers. So put that in his circuit. And we've got the class set here, which has been rejigged recently. So we actually reloaded them with fresh alcohol and then used the radionics machine from the new set and transferred it over. So it's like brand new. So hold and hold. So we're just touching the different vials until we get one that's relevant for you and your journey and your evolution and how that overlaps with the planetary evolution. So that's coming up with sunshine water. So that's a pretty apt one because it's about moving out of doom and gloom into optimism and positivity. So, would you be able to look that up for me? Thanks, Sonia. And then, give me a no. Do you need to take the sunshine water? Do we need to do a balance with the sunshine water on? So it's actually, we need to do some other correction while the sunshine water is on your body. So what are the negative traits?
Negative condition, stuck in the past, expectation of a grim future.
And that might not be you personally, it might be, how you're being affected by the collective, for instance.
And the final one is struggle.
Okay. So, and that's where the collective's mindset's at the moment. And then what are the positive outcomes?
Positive is optimism, acceptance of the beauty and joy in the present, and open to a bright future.
So the last two. Excellent. So is there another kinesiology balance that you need? So emotion, energy, chakra. So it's come with a chakra. So we'll see which chakra. So crown, brow, throat, heart, solar plexus, sacral, base chakra. So it's probably a high chakra. So 8th, 9th. So it's the 9th chakra. So 9th chakra. And then we can see which body's involved. So the etheric body.
It's 9th chakra guide.
It's about guidance. to go and path. Excellent. Back and set. So this is Chakra Awakenings 3. And we're looking at where the ninth chakra intersects the etheric body. So the etheric body governs the organizational template of the physical. It interacts with the 10th chakra to determine the physical idiosyncrasies that manifest within our body to reflect our karmic lessons. It holds the imprints for our choices, decisions, beliefs, contracts, and agreements, and impacts on the physical body. It is the key point of our sovereign governance in that it can be infiltrated by attachments which can disrupt the optimum function, affecting the physical health and emotional and mental reactivity. It relates directly back to issues for the physical body because it holds the blueprint for the physical manifestation. Alrighty. So etheric, issues affecting etheric. So it says cellular karma. Cellular karma. So I'll just check 10th chart as well. So I'll check here and here, so it's not coming up. So it's just generic cellular karma. More information, correction. So now it wants you to take the essence, because it's less about your own spirit and consciousness, and it's probably more about what you've inherited as a cellular reactivity to this type of thing. So more from your ancestors, how they are reacting in you to this threat. Does that make any sense? So, how are your family members in relation to it?
Yeah, there's a lot of freak out.
There's a lot of freaking out. Yeah. So that's more their cellular patterns that are coming through and affecting you. So we're going to see how many drops you need now to shift it at the level of the cellular karma. So 1, 2, 3 drops. Do you need it concentrated, dilute? Dilute? Yes, no, concentrated. So your body wants it concentrated. So you just get to take this off it again. And we'll give you 3 drops. So any more, and then we'll check cellular karma. So that's cleared the issue around cellular karma. We'll check the 9th chakra, the etheric body. So that's all clear. And then I'll get you to drop the circuit, and we'll leave the crystal on because this showed up with the crystal on. So we'll check it initially with the crystal on. So I'll get you to say the coronavirus.
The coronavirus.
COVID-19. Activates and stimulates. My own evolution. Towards the highest potential. So that's locking. Hold. And then the coronavirus. COVID-19. Activates and stimulates. Human and planetary evolution. Of which I am part of. Toward the highest potential. Excellent. And then we'll just check my core energy is intact.
My core energy is intact.
My energy fields are intact.
My energy fields are intact.
My Wei Qi is intact.
My Wei Qi is intact.
So there's no stress in relation to the energetic effect of the virus through the muscle testing. And then I'll get you this, then we'll check your immune system. So I'll put the immune system mode on. So that's kidney, alarm point, and spleen 21, and hold. And that's locking. And that was deep touch because that's a under energy moon. And so there's no stress with under energy moon when that's in your field. And then we're going to check the response on your lungs. So I'm going to put organ mode on the lungs, and then hold, and that's locking. And then we'll put heart alarm point on with organ, and then hold, and that's locking. And then we'll put the kidney on. And then to double check the Wei Qi, we can put electrical on the lung alarm point, and I can do Shen with my tongue, and then hold. So that's not showing stress either. Excellent. So, what did you feel during that process?
As soon as the essence came in, as soon as you did the drops, I felt it like go through my body and felt really, good to that.
How did it feel? Clear or?
Clearing and cleansing and like a sense of joy, like what I've said in the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So that was clearing out your ancestral influence that you were holding at a cellular level, rather than a reflection of what your spirit and consciousness see with the virus. But that can also affect us. So if it's in our bodies and it's active, even though certain levels of our being aren't being phased by it, there's other levels in the background that can be affected, and that's why kinesiology is very powerful for, helping us stay clear and coherent in relation to changes like this on the planet. Thanks, Sam.
Thank you.
So the other thing I wanted to talk about...
Thanks for letting me sit in on that, guy.
No worries.
Thanks for running out.
Sure. Good to see you.
Yeah, it was. Thank you, beautiful people. Be good, stay happy, keep safe. Don't use all against me.
So the other thing I wanted to talk about was the Kambo homeopathic. So I've been taking Kambo frog medicine since I think the beginning of 2016, and I've just noticed amazing changes in myself, like my resilience, my immune system, my mental clarity, my reduction in reactivity to challenges and things like that. It's improved tremendously through taking frog medicine, probably on average once every 3 to 4 months over that time period. And I think you saw me at my sickest. That was, I think, MPA 1 maybe, or 2. MPA 3 I was okay. I think it was either 1 or 2. But anyway, that was the sickest I've been in 4 years, and that wasn't so bad. I was better on Monday, pretty much. And that's from taking the frog on average about so. But it's quite a grueling experience taking Kambo frog. Like, first of all you've got to burn the dermis with a vine, epidermis with a vine. So you're actually burning a hole through your skin. And then you put some reconstituted frog poison, which is like little kind of white jelly, on the wounds from the burns, and then that moves rapidly through your lymphatic system, and it's a venom that makes you feel very ill. So you feel all this changes in your body temperature, and you get like pins and needles moving through your body, and then you start to feel very nauseous and sick and congested, and then you purge, and and that can be quite you can purge quite a lot. You can bring up a lot of material, including bile, and often you evacuate your bowels as well, sometimes at the same time. And then after it, you feel this incredible sense of relief, and often peace and tranquility. And then you're a little bit slow for the next day or so, and then after that, you feel really clear and coherent and steady. And what I'm aware of is that it's not for everybody. Like, not everyone wants to put themselves through that. So that's why I had this homeopathic made up from the frog medicine. So what this will do is if you take this, it will simulate the effect of the Kambo. But you need to take it for a longer period. So it's like 3 drops twice a day for 6 weeks, and that'll have the same effect as doing the Kambo. So it's a way of really boosting your health and your immune strength without the violence of the frog ordeal. And every time I take it, I go, why did I do it again? Why did I do it again? But yeah, so this I think will be really helpful for people. So as soon as I'd taken it and seen the benefit, I was thinking it'd be great as a homeopathic. So this, I believe, is the only homeopathic in the world that exists for the frog medicine, and it's in a 3C potency. So yeah, it should work well.
So no side effects, or will it have
Well,
some,
it could
do you know?
it could trigger a purge. So over that 6 weeks, it's possible that you could start the Kambo type experience, but it won't probably be as violent.
Do you know if you can take that if you're already on a regular homeopathic remedy?
Do you have a homeopath?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you might want to talk to your homeopath about it. It's a low potency, so it probably won't directly interfere with a lot of other homeopathics because it's working mainly at a strong physical level to clear you out physically. There's also a strong spiritual element to the Kambo frog as well, because often you feel very connected to the spirit of the frog and the rainforest, and you can have all sorts of visions and things like that, but it is not a psychedelic. Like, there's nothing in the Kambo frog that stimulates psychedelic brain activity, but often people do have transpersonal experiences where they connect to all sorts of different things, largely because it's pulled stuff out. So you start to connect at levels you're not used to because you've pulled stuff out at levels that you've never pulled them out before when you take it. So the other thing I'm thinking of starting to do is also Qi Gong, like start Qi Gong classes, because I know that that's really powerful for boosting the immune system. So basically balances all your Qi, builds up your Wei Qi, calms you, centers you. I've found it fantastic as a practitioner. So over most of my career, for about 15 years, I was seeing 24 clients a week, and I've scaled that down now because I'm only focused on the training and imparting what I've learned in the clinic over that 15 years. But what I found was Qigong made me the most resilient. I did yoga, Tai Chi, meditation, but it was the Qigong that kept my strength up in the clinic. And in the clinic, you're getting bombarded by people's energies all the time. So clearly it was the thing that kept my Wei Qi strongest, which energetically is probably the most important component in protecting you from viral threats at an energetic level. So, yeah.
Are we testing this like we do just with nutrition?
Yeah, you could. I've noticed that homeopathics don't always test that well. Like, they don't always. The body doesn't necessarily always know what it's in for with a homeopathic. I would just take it at the level that I suggested, rather than muscle tests. Like, so I did a lot of muscle testing with the crystal because of the way it's programmed, it lends itself to that. But I find that homeopathics, it's sort of like the body doesn't always know what it's in for. It can't afford to predict it, but it takes it on a journey when you take it. So you could try that, but I would probably just take it at the prescribed dosage. Thank you.